Hi, my name is Kaylee Lowe, and my role model was Ron Martin.
So my first question is, where did you go to school? Did you go to residential school or?
No, I went to school at Candu High School in Uranium City is where I graduated from.
Yeah.
All my other school was right in Uranium City, like what, the kindergarten, elementary school,
Okay.
and graduated from the Uranium City High School, called Candu High.
Okay, so how
But
did the?
I didn't go to residential school. My dad actually wouldn't sign the forms. They wanted us to go when I was grade 10, 11, but my dad said no. So they kept persisting, but my dad wouldn't give them the consent. Prior to that, the other people had to go, but at that time when I was old enough at that age, I was kind of gotten that age where they needed the consent. So, no, I didn't go to residential school.
So how did your schooling affect you in going to Uranium City and up north there?
Oh, it's good. It's a isolated community, so everybody. Well, if you look in this area, if you get traffic coming in and out and into the city there, the only way to get in is to fly in. So you got to know everybody, get along with everybody, and so it was a good, small type of intimate community. It's good size too, like it's about 3,000 people. So it was a nice community to grow up in, and they had all the infrastructures and other sporting amenities, and they had so in that way we had pretty much everything that was available, so-called down south. We had our movie theater, skating rinks, we had a roller derby in the rink, curling, you name it, and we had, of course, beautiful lakes, beaches, all the outdoor activities you'd want.
Okay, so do you give back to your home community in any way?
Well, unfortunately, the community shut down. It's closed down. It's a ghost town now. It basically shut down in '82 after the mine closed. Yeah. And that's the unfortunate part is many people moved away after that. They ended up going to, like me, I just decided to stay down south. But people went to McMurray, lots of oil sands development there. Mm-hmm. Went to Yellowknife, Prince Albert. And a lot of them still actually work in the mines in northern Saskatchewan. Because there's probably about half a dozen mines that are in operation up there, and most of them are still employed through there.
So where do most of your relatives live then?
A lot of them have moved back to Fond du Lac, which is about 50 miles away. Mm-hmm. That's where my parents moved back to. That's the First Nation I belong to. Other relatives have moved, like say, south, Prince Albert, a lot to Fort McMurray, Edmonton, Yellowknife. It's kind of that area, and it just kind of spread out, whether it be northwest or south of that area. And again, all of them seem to be in either the mining or oil sector, but others have gone on to pursue the education, and like myself, get a career in dentistry. My brother's a medical doctor, sister's in nursing, got a couple, a brother, sister that are teachers, so we kind of went into that.
Mm-hmm. Got education.
Yeah, got the education.
Okay, so what challenges have you faced on your journey to become a dentist?
Well, the first, I guess, is once you graduate, you got to leave the community, and once you get out of the community, you don't have mom and dad. You basically are on your own. You got to, get your own place. You got to start cooking. You got to start cleaning. Little things you take for granted. But the other challenge is you're in a new city life. You got to start knowing the bus system, and then and not only the city, but you're also at the university. You got to get used to the whole different education system. So you kind of got a bunch of challenges thrown at you at once. You got the education, you got the city life, you got detachment from family, friends. So all that combined, it can be. You just got to adjust quickly. If not, that's why some people either give up or don't have the support. Mm-hmm. But I was fortunate, I met a lot of other students in the same predicament. That's the key, is to get along, know other students, know that you're in the same boat, and do the same type. And then once you get to meet the friends there, you just kind of support each other and get take basically one day, 1 month at a time, one exam at a time, and then before you know it, the year is gone.
So what tools or values helped you get through that time?
I think it's actually prior to that. I think it was a foundation of, basically parents. Prior to that, just having the good foundations of ethics, because they're quite religious. My parents are quite religious, so having a good right and wrong type of ethical, moral type of foundation grounding, and they're both hard working. They did. Dad worked in the mine for 25 years. My mom was always working, whether it be janitorial work, worked as a community health rep. So I think that helped. And realizing that they too had to move away from their community to work in Random City. So, and I said, I just set my goal out. I just said, well, I'm here for 1 year in university, give it a go, give it all I got, study, hit the classes, and see what happens. If marks are good enough, and I work hard enough, maybe I'll reconsider it again. Sure enough, just stuck with it. Went to just go to class. Key is go to class, do some of the work or a lot of the work, and before you know it, everything fell in place. And enjoyed it, had a good experience. So I said, well, let's continue to do it. And once you kind of do things, you're familiarized with it, what they want, the schooling, the studying, things started to fall in place. Marks got better, and before you know it, doors started opening in lots of opportunities at various colleges.
Okay, so who were your role models while you were growing up?
Well, I'd say, obviously your parents off the bat, hardworking, self-sufficient, lived off the land. It was no problem for them to go on a weekend basis. We'd be living off the land, hunting, trapping. That was just part of our normal growing up. Plus working in town, so it was always fishing. It was always hunting. You name it, any type of wild edible meat. Moose, caribou, rabbit. We basically, that was our daily sustenance. I think we almost the whole summer we almost never even went to the grocery store. You just pick up your basics. Other than that, it was you get your fish, your rabbits, your moose, and so I mean in that respect, hardworking, living off the land, independent. So your parents, but school-wise, it was tough. I think if anything, it was a teacher that inspired me, kind of got me on the right track. Said, you got good marks. Just give it a shot in university. There's bigger life out there. So we always called it out there because we're basically northern Mexico community. Go south, give it a try. So that's why I said I was bound and determined to do a year university there. So no, I think that it was more my parents and I decided to give that education an opportunity, that university education that is, at least a shot for a year. And things started to work out.
So what drew you to make you practice in Fort Capel?
Well, there's a few things. I worked initially in Northern Ontario for a year, worked out of a hospital, and then when I came back, I was contracting medical service out of Northern Saskatchewan for several years, and it was just a matter of relocating to one community. An opportunity came up. Star Blanket had reserve land right in downtown Fort Capel. I was thinking about Saskatoon, but my wife's from the area, and my son was just born, so I figured, well, we'll just have a base here, and I'll continue to fly up north. And that's what I did for several years, just used Fort Capel as a base. I wasn't expecting it to grow as much as it did. I was still planning to continue to fly up north. And it got to the point that I did that for several years, fly up north and work out of Fort Capel, but I got so busy that now I seldom travel out to the north. And I still have therapists that go to the surrounding communities, but for the most part, my base is in Fort Capel.
So when you...
Myself and a dental assistant. And we'd go in one community for a week, come back for 3-4 days, go into another community, maybe for about a week, and just kind of did a rotation. And I didn't mind that because it got to the point where you almost worked for a good solid week and almost had a week off. So it worked. And at the same time when I had my week off, that's when I'd be in Fort Capel. But like I said, that started to pick up and I got busier and busier, and it got to the point where I'm more in the south, and also the kids, the children, their activities. So after a while, you just don't feel like traveling as well. And so that's why I guess I settled more in the fort. Nice area as well. Like the area, like the lakes and the hills, and lots of winter activities, summer activities. So not like Balcarres. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
In fact, I see a lot of people from Balcarres there, so it's close enough.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are in Catepla, so you know the feeling of the lake. No, it's just a nice, beautiful place. So I enjoy that. In fact, one of the reasons too, it reminds me back home. We've got a lot of hilly areas like this, and we have lots of water lakes, and these are like these are ponds compared to what I grew up in, but still it's the beautiful opportunity to be by the lake.
So, what could you give for advice to like a kid that's living in rural Saskatchewan, maybe on reserve, that's living in poverty or doesn't exactly have the best home life to keep?
Well, I think the first thing is hopefully they got a solid foundation, because the key there is having parents or guardians that are solidly foundation willing to support whatever initiatives they're doing. Sometimes, unfortunately, some people don't have that support, but a lot of times there's a grandmother there or somebody within or uncle or aunt or somebody that's willing to support them if the parent can't. But I think that's the key, is you got to have some type of somebody in the community, somebody, a close relative, parent that's willing to inspire them, and the thing now is we've got that gets most of people out of poverty, or everybody that's out of poverty. A lot of people that start very poor, but the key is actually education. They've gone to school, they've pursued an education, and that's probably the key thing, probably the only thing that really gets a lot of people out of poverty. Because many of the people have done very well. They always attribute, that's the difference. Staying in school, getting a good education, and from there the doors will open. And so I think the message I'd give is bottom line: stay in school, attend school, be there. I think and be there is the key. If you're not attending, you're definitely you're not going to be learning. If you're not learning, your chances are you're not going to pass or know what to obtain. And most people have the background knowledge, the mental capacity. They just don't show up. So the key is show up, and when you show up, at least be attentive. We try to be 80-90% of what to try to absorb on the boards, because you show up and you're somewhat attentive, things will easily absorb and you'll pick up a lot of the information. Because, like I say, most people have the mental capacity to easily learn what's there. It's just a matter of showing up in many cases. So once you get to the school, continue, and then, like I say, the doors will open. And right now, there's many of the universities are providing opportunities, not only for First Nations, but other people from northern areas or rural areas. They're providing access to those people within their programs. Things that were never available, even when I was going to school, some of the opportunities weren't available, like College of Dentistry, for example. If they have a certain amount of seats available for First Nation Aboriginal students. College of Medicine has provided that. They've got a First Nation teaching program. It's called the ITAP or SUNTAP. And then you've also got a nursing program. They offer seats available there. So the opportunities are there. You just got to, stay in school and show up, I guess, is the key. And once you get those little diploma certificates, just keep pursuing. Doors will open if you keep pursuing that education quest.
Okay, anything else you'd like to add that I didn't ask you about, or is there anything else you'd like to say?
Oh, I just
what represents you, or?
Well, I mean, there's lots of bumps in the roads for a lot of students, and as First Nation people, we do face a lot of bumps and obstacles. But the thing is, we've got to wear some thick moccasins and continue down that path, because that's just part of life. We're not I guess people face it in general. We may face some other adversities that other people don't face, but we also got opportunities that are available today that were never available previously. And so, and one of the key ways is education. That's the great leveling field, and if not, that's the great ladder to success, or if not, one of the only ladders to success. I mean, sure, you can win a lottery or something else, but and again, that's only monetary. But when you get an education, you acquire knowledge. But when you acquire knowledge, you're just a better person. But also, it gives you a better profession, earning potential as well.
Anna Maria, can I get you to
So
contact me at 221?
Kind of get a win-win situation. You get the knowledge plus the monetary, and that just a lot of times just makes for a better life in general. and it just inspires others. Once you succeed, it doesn't matter if you graduate high school, other young kids will see you. You stay in school, you go to school, you do well in just about any endeavor, other kids will see you, and they'll kind of take that on. And like I say, we get somebody graduating from a reserve school or rural school, they go on to a university and obtain some type of profession. Word gets around pretty quick, and other people will decide to consider that. And if not, they'll say, hey, well, if this guy, Matthew Baber, can do it, hey, we can do it as well, for example, whether it be in high school, like I say, graduate. And there's little steps they see. You graduate from high school, somebody in elementary school sees that, they may be thinking, oh, okay, I don't feel like going to high school, so that gives them another motivation or role model within the same family or friends, and they go on, and all of a sudden someone's almost finishing high school and they're debating, and all of a sudden they hear somebody graduating from university. And so they said, well, I better stick it out here, and then so it's kind of it's something that kind of feeds off somebody else to try to obtain or acquire that same type of goal or achievement.
Yeah, I think we're done here then.
Great.
We just got a